Hello, everybody. I hope you all are having a good day because I am fucked. If you guys remember watching me about 2 years ago, or if you've been following me, if not, you can go down to about 2 years ago in my videos and you'll see me complaining in some titles. But essentially, I had lost my job around April 2024. When I lost my job, I was out of work until December. When I had lost my job, I had two cars repossessed. Now, me and my girl were doing payments on cars. She had a 2011 Buick, and she had I think it was also a Buick, but it was a 2008, I think, and it was a SUV. So the 2011, it was initially 11,000. We paid 500 down, and so then I was making payments. She was making payments on it. But then the car she wanted that was an SUV. That car was like 5 grand, I think. After it was like 5,500. We put 500 down, 5,500 after tax. So it's 5,000. We put 500 down, and I got a loan company to give me 4,500 for the rest, or 5,000 for the rest. Well, I was paying on that car for like a year, and it broke down. The other car broke down too, but we had that car for like 2-3 years. I went and got the 2011 fixed, 2,500, about 3,000 after tax. A week later, when I was driving, it broke down again. I had to go to the dealership to get it fixed because it was a Buick, right? When I went to the dealership, I think it was I can't remember, but it was the Buick dealership in Decatur, Illinois. It was like Bob something. So I went there, and when I went back and I told them, I said, "Hey, I got my car fixed a week ago. It broke down again." They wanted another $1,500 to get it fixed. Now, if you ever bought a car through a dealership or got something financed or lease, you gotta know you gotta pay dealership prices for the getting the car fixed too. But that's all in the past. The reason why I bring this up is so basically when I lost my job, I lost both cars. The problem is both cars broke down anyway, so we were trying to find rides before I lost my job. So in America, when you make payments on something, let's say a house or a car, if one of those two things gets destroyed, you still have to make your payments. If the house you bought wasn't inspected and it's messed up, you still have to make payments. There's no unless you're so this before I get started, I'm gonna talk about lawyers in this country, and I don't know how this country exactly works, but I can tell y'all that essentially this isn't a conspiracy. So you're gonna have people that are like connected somehow, maybe family members, maybe the great grandparents, elites, wealthy bankers, something, kings, country leaders. Those people that you see in the media and stuff are going to be connected in some way for some reason. When you come here, so the propaganda with this country is come here, we're all able to make it, we're all free. Two things. One, even if by anomaly, like the little baby turtles on the beach trying not to be eaten, even if you do make it, they're allowing you to do all that and say all that to go with their narrative that you're perpetuating. When you come here, all that free, you have an opportunity, blah, blah, blah. No. None of that is real. You hear people saying, "Oh, I'm going to get a lawyer and sue about this and that." No, you're not. You're going to go in there and they're going to tell you they want 1,500 to 3,600 off rip. Then after that, through litigation and you looking at a good 10 grand just for a simple situation, right? If you had so back to the point. So both cars broke down and they repoed both of them. This is how they repoed them. The cars didn't work. That's how they repo all cars, but they had to put them on a thing, the big thing, because they were both broke down, right? So the car I'm about to specifically talk about that I paid for and put the down payment on, I had put down payment 500 on it, and I probably paid like a year worth of that car before it broke down. When they gave me that loan, I don't know why I don't be paying attention, or if I just love my girl and she be, I want this. When I went back and read the paperwork for the loan for borrowing that $4,500, I had to repay back $14,000. So I seen that shit, and I don't know if it's the nigga in me or what. I was like, you can suck my balls. So eventually I got a letter in the mail, right? Now this was like 2 years ago, over 2 years ago. I got a letter in the mail. No. Yeah, I got a letter in the mail saying I had to go to court. You know, they basically send you court shit. And they was like, you got to go to court for this car, blah, blah, blah. You owe this much. Once it went down to the settlement, it went from 14,000 to 7,000. This gets real ironic. Hold on. So then what happened was I went and I went to court. I told them I'm not going to argue and fight with them. I can't afford no lawyer, so I just said I accept the judgment. Cool. Didn't think nothing of it. I'm thinking it's going to go into collections, right? Now, this day and age, we just had 2 holidays pass up, Juneteenth and 4th of July. So, how's all this important? Now, also, I get something called daily pay. Every time I work a shift, I can pull a certain amount of money off, and whatever's left, I get on payday. Been like this for a while, almost 2 years now. No problems. So I was off on Juneteenth this last pay period. I was off on Juneteenth. I'm going to give you a couple ironies. Juneteenth is a federal holiday. And so a lot of the basic African Americans who are working down below, their company's not going to pay them for that holiday. I wasn't paid for that holiday. But you know who do get paid for it? Federal employees. They just removed all the DEI, remember, with Elon Musk. So basically the whole government is basically white right now. So all these black people worked on Juneteenth or didn't work and didn't get out a damn thing. While these higher ups who are Caucasian and European got paid for Juneteenth. Because it's a federal holiday. I worked 12 hours on my Juneteenth off. Because of overtime and pay and all that stuff, I'm like, yeah. So I borrowed $300 out of my check, an extra $300. I usually borrow a certain amount. I borrowed an extra $300, which pushed my limit up. Now, daily pay allowed me to do this because I had the money, right? This is not daily pay fault. Come to find out, and I just moved recently. Maybe I didn't get the mail. Maybe I wasn't informed. My job was, though. They had started garnishing my wages, and I didn't know because they were only taking out $111 a check for this car. I had no idea. I was like, I've been asking, like, man, my short seem kind of just a tiny, like a fraction. Like if it used to be $1,400, now it's $1,300. I'm thinking, okay, taxes or something, blah blah blah. Right. So then, I get my paycheck on payday. I keep all my finances. I have a calculator. I have my calendar right next to it. I keep everything. I know what I'm gonna get. I know this, that, blah, blah, blah. I even check daily pay often. Man, I got my paycheck, and the paycheck that I was supposed to get after borrowing almost $1,200 and paying taxes was gonna be $500. I was gonna borrow $100 out of daily pay, get my bank loan back kick rolled. Oh, I also have a bank. My bank lets me borrow up to $600-$700 also. So I was gonna pay my bank back that $100. When I got paid and everybody's going to be paid, I was going to reborrow and keep it moving. Because I worked 12 hours overtime, my garnishment went from $111 to over $350 fucking dollars. When I got my check, that $5 I thought I was going to get came into my bank account as $190. I owed my bank $600. So now I owe my bank $425, and it's going to stay that way until I can get money. Anybody that sends me money to try to help me, my bank eats it. So I can't get money. Not for mom, friends. We've been trying to be slick to have people send Cash App, and then my girl will cash through hers, but she can only do so much, and I can only pay back so much. So then I said to myself, damn, you know what I help this? I could just pull all my daily pay off, and I'll be cool. 3 days before the 4th of July holiday, daily pay has been down for the only time since I had that motherfucker. So my bank is negative $425. I owe $250 on my mortgage still from June. I owe my girl $300. Between other people on my paycheck, I owe $400. 65 phone bill, somebody 85, another person 44, and another person $20. Right? So I'm in the whole 800. I'm texting my coworker. Her daily pay not working. Her bank is in the negative $600 something. She's almost 80 years old. Something else extremely detrimental happened, but I can't talk about that. It's crazy, right? I'm like a minion. I'm like I'm a slave, right? So, privacy issues, right? So, not only is all that happening, since before 4th of July, I've been negative. Now, daily pay hasn't been working. I'm thinking since it's Monday, it's going to work. Still ain't working. So if this don't get corrected, I'm fucked until my next payday. Which means I'm out of all borrowing institutions. I'll have all my money. But I won't, because then after having to pay all them back and my mortgage, I'll still have to pay the $425 to the bank. That'll come directly on my next fucking check. I might have, okay, so people be like, I'm broke, I don't have no money. I might have negative $800 for the next month. And yet, everybody that owns a company, everybody that's higher up and all this other shit is on yachts and chilling on vacations. Won't be back for a week, actually. Because I couldn't even figure out what's going on at first. Till a coworker gave me the what's the name app that we go through till our actual pay stubs. And I seen it was court garnishments. Not a single fucking person told me about this. No mail, nothing from the court, nothing from the people who control my checks saying, hey, HR, hey, this happened to your check. Not a single fucking word. I won't be able to work overtime for almost 3 years because every dime I make in overtime, because of how much I make now, will either get taxed or go to the garnishment. If I work enough overtime, my check could be negative because of how much the garnishment will be. I see Islam recently, or I don't know, I'll just say Islam. They got rid of credit. They said it's vain and illegal. A lot of these immigrants, what they're doing is big. So, like, I'm going to give you an example. There's Jewish communities in America, Muslim communities, Chinese communities. They're bigger of the community and the rich of them in the communities. They keep saying they're buying the house. They're buying the houses wholesale. And then how the banks and all them usually get loan money and all that. No. Then that faction of people sell it to the people who they know in their faction, and they pay it off with their payments. I was talking to Google, and it told me to get a community. I then told Google to research African American history and what happened every single time at every single point we got a community. And Google said, damn, you're right. I'm sorry. It named off countless martyrs I couldn't even continue reading. It named off countless towns I couldn't even continue reading getting destroyed. Then people like Marquette Devon Burton and other random various factions of Africa America go, look at the blackies. They haven't figured it out yet. Look, they're still ignorant. They're not like our forefathers. You got it, man. What did Stephanie what did the little girl say on Full House? You got it, dude. This shit ain't accidents. Why'd they come after me for my car but not her for her car? Why is every time we go to a different place, she's able to get houses after house after house, job after job after job? Y'all saw what happened when I lost my job, and if my mom didn't have a house, an extra one, or through a buddy renting to me. Why is that? Who's the DUI? Who's the DEI? Who's the one who's actually still in oppression and enslaved? They don't got no problem with me having a home proxy through her. They don't got no problem proxying me having a car if she has her name on the payments. Trying to tell you how this world works. There's a lot of distraction, a lot of religion, a lot of bullshit. But in America, not the world, in America, people that look like me, not Muslims, not this and that can go back to their country, not all this, they get funds from the blah, 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 oh, they can buy houses now, blah, 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 blah. African, used to be slave, Americans. We have nothing. And the few of us that finally get money, comedians say it, they don't want nothing to do with black people no more. No, they'll continue to plagiarize us and use us. It's about to be a long, and it's been a long week. Once again, I have no cigarettes or nothing. But I'm not on this camera to complain to y'all about what I don't have. What I'm on here to do is to warn y'all. Ain't shit sweet. I don't talk about nihilists anymore. I don't make fun of narcissists. I mean, sometimes they piss me off. Yeah, get the fuck out of my face, you goofy. But the fuck what is... Mitch McConnell's been unresponsive for 3 weeks, I think. Had a heart attack. How's he still alive 3 weeks later? In all my videos, I tell y'all, there's going to be a time where you're up here, buddy. Some shit going to go down. And everything we did. But y'all don't have to listen to me. Time is the best teacher. And yeah, y'all got me. Because in one video I bragged, haha, now I finally have 2,500 to be able to vote back in New York if I was an African American in 1943. And now I don't anymore. Because I'm in debt. Because why? Because of a garnishment I didn't know about. People taking fees and all this other shit. And still, listen, they keep telling you all what inflation is. This is inflation, right? Oh, inflation is because the government's giving them money and the Federal Reserve is printing money for the government, so there's more and more, and then it's less. If gold is worth gold and I get 1 gold versus 100,000 gold and I hoard all the gold, how is it worth any less? The same people have the fucking gold, so it's not distributed. Inflation comes from this year, a double cheeseburger 50 cents. I gotta increase my prices. This year, the double cheeseburger's $1. I gotta increase my prices. This year, the double cheeseburger's $2. That's double of the double. I gotta increase my prices. The Federal Reserve, printing money for the rich, does not distribute money enough to make its value go down. It's the entire world. And it ain't gold back. But what is gold anyway? What is any of this? Nothing. You get arrested if you feed the homeless and don't have a permit. You get arrested if you help people and don't have a permit. But pastors and preachers can fuck you up all day long for free. I had to do work on my freedom holiday. Didn't get paid for it while the people who don't look like me did. You don't believe me? I don't give a fuck. Then what makes it even worse, now I'm broke for an unseen amount of time so that other people can be comfortable and rich. And I can perpetuate this system. I did it, guys. I did it. Yay. America. I hope Mitch McConnell and the rest. I told you I'm a patient man. I know it's going to be my time one day. But there's something about me being one and these demons being many that the tally just overpowers my one. Yea, I have been so hurt. I waits for it. You should go listen to a song called Harvest by Opeth. That opened the door to my love for music by Opeth. Harvest by Opeth. O-P-E-T-H. Stay with me for a while. I have will to sings for those who couldn't wait.